sorry, Jessica! This year, there will be no leftovers!
Hello there, everyone. You know who I am, ETTemplar, Supreme Misfit Professional Dipshit, and I'm giving my opinion / review of Thanksgiving. This movie came out in 2023, directed by Eli Roth, written by Jeff Randall and Eli Roth. This movie made $46 million in the box office. Not much, but when they produced it for $15 million, he still made some money on it. So that's pretty good. This movie stars Patrick Dempsey, Ty Olsson, and Gina Gresham. And if you're looking for a slasher movie, this one is basically it. It's a slasher film similar to the Friday the 13th. It's got that kind of spirit. It has over-the-top kills and gore for you gorehounds. It also... if you're a horror slasher fan, you'll love this movie. In my opinion, it's a fun, above-average slasher film, and they even reference a scene from Jason X in space. And the plot of the movie takes place about a Black Friday riot that ends in tragedy, and it results in a mysterious killer who dresses up like a pilgrim and terrorizes the small town of Plymouth, Massachusetts. So the riot is started by these group of like asshole kids, and one of these like kids, of course, these not kids but teenagers, and one of them live streams this and live streams the death of two people: a security guard and a person who the killer knew. The killer loved this person, was about to have a child with her because she was pregnant at the time. So that inspires the killer. So like every other cool horror slasher movie, you have a revenge tale and method to why the killer kills people. And here's what he looks like. Sometimes it changes. But yeah, he's a pretty ominous and cool dark character. And I'll show one kill here. So the kills are fantastic, and he shows up earlier, kind of ominously. So this movie, again, it's above average, just slasher horror film, and I love it. I'm going to keep this spoiler free, but then again, I might have said too much already. But it's a fantastic movie, but there is one scene that's pretty gross. If those of you who've seen this movie know what I'm talking about, it's the Thanksgiving scene. But I'll just lay a hint. The killer takes trophies, and his grand idea is to hold all these people who are guilty for the death of his lover and unborn child. He sets up this Thanksgiving table. Well, someone ends up being the central display case, or the central, like, you know how there's a turkey in the middle of the table? Yeah, that scene, usually I'm not squeamish about horror movies, but when I saw that scene, it churned my stomach a little bit. So, Thanksgiving, it's on Netflix, and if you can find it somewhere for cheap, I would say it's worth it. And if you have a Netflix subscription, I would say the $8 or $15 definitely worth it just once to watch this movie. Again, I would say it's about like a 6, above average. The kills are cool. There is one scene though that's kind of dumb, where the killer wraps the cable around him and stops the truck. In real life, of course, that wouldn't happen. But then again, I'm bringing real life where you're supposed to have suspension disbelief. But I mean, that truck in real life would just like break that cable. Even sedans, they tested on Mythbusters, I think, where it even snaps the cable. So unless that cable is made of like titanium or like a really thick ass cable, maybe. But that's my only complaint. And there is one more complaint. There's this weird undertow about the characters not liking guns, but the ironic thing is, by the end of the movie, when the characters saves their own life, with a blunderbuss, a gun. So it's a very interesting, fun, entertaining slasher horror film, and you're willing to be entertained. And this one's different than other slasher movies. Again, I'll keep it spoiler free, but it's It's pretty unique, I'll say that. So again, if you like slasher movies, if you're a fan of Friday the 13th or creature feature movies or horror movies with killers in general, you'll like this. It's entertaining. And again, it's certainly most definitely above average. I loved it, except for that one scene. But it does a good job, and all the actors do a good job. And yeah, the setting's good. The motive for the killer's fantastic, and that's all I can say about it. In closing, I liked it. It's certainly not a top 10 movie, but I would say it's at least for me top 20 slasher horror movies, if I had to say. So with that, that's my review and opinions on Thanksgiving.
Patriotism is dead. There's only rebels and tyrants now.
Strange.
A world ready for the righteous and the pure to inherit.
Don't believe in surrenders. No, I still got my saber, Reverend. Didn't turn it into no plowshare.